Today I'll walk you through exactly how I light my YouTube videos and break down my setup, so you can easily replicate it. Whether you're struggling with lighting or just curious to learn more, this will give you some great ideas for your next videos. Here's the thing though, my lights aren't top tier, super expensive ones. Well, that's subjective. Depends on how heavy your wallet is. My wallet, it's on a serious diet. So after hours of research, I found the perfect lighting setup for my budget. I'm really happy with it. And by the end of this video, I'll tell you exactly what each piece costs. But hey, don't worry about writing things down. I got affiliate links for all them in the description, plus some cheaper alternatives if your wallet's even skinnier than mine. Cool? Let's get into it. Alright, first things first, let's turn off all the lights. Boom! My room is pitch black without them, which means the first thing we're turning on is the main light. It's called a key light. This was my latest purchase and honestly the hardest to settle on because there are so many options out there. It felt like I was Lisa in Wonderland falling deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole of lighting options. After hours of research and way too many product reviews, I finally had three main requirements. One, it needed to be small, because I wanted all my gear to be hooked up to my desk and possibly against the wall, so this one was the smallest I could find, with requirement number 2, which is the ability to plug it into the wall. I don't want to mess with batteries and charging them all the time. And the third requirement I had was that I wanted to have a COB light to make it simple, basically a proper studio light. And the winner is the Aputure Amaran 60XS. I got it positioned at 45-degree angle. What's cool is that it's bi-colored, so I can switch up the color temperature depending on how I want the video to look. Plus, I've got a softbox attached to it, the SmallRig RE-D55. Softbox is basically a must-have. It spreads the light and makes everything look softer and more professional. And since my space is small, this one was perfect. It even comes with a honeycomb grid, which makes the light more focused on me and keeps it from spilling all over the background. I wanted the softbox to be as small as possible, but also as big as possible. Let me explain. I learned that a bigger softbox is usually better and makes you look more natural, but as I mentioned, my light was going to be attached to my desk, so I couldn't buy a humongous box that looks like a hot air balloon and takes up all the space in my room or my desk. The perfect one for my situation is the SmallRig box. Let's turn on the second light. Pros call this a fill light, I guess. This is my old and trusty LED panel light from Elgato, called Key Light. I've had it for years, used it for Zoom calls, consulting, you name it. It's super reliable, and up until a few months ago it was the only light I used for YouTube. Right now, it's positioned right above my camera and the prompter. The idea is just to brighten up this side a little, without getting rid of all the shadows. I'll show you how this setup looks at the end with just the key light on. I mean the Elgato key light. I wasn't totally satisfied with how the Elgato light was spreading, so I found this company in Germany that makes honeycomb grids specifically for Elgato lights. The difference it made was like night and day. That really helped reduce the spill, and I love how it looks now. Next, let's turn up the fun lights, meaning the background lights. The possibilities are also almost endless for lights for your background. I didn't want anything with batteries that I have to charge all the time. Yeah, I know, I hate cables too, but convenience before the looks. These are the Philips Hue Playbar LED lights. Maybe they're not the brightest bulb in the shed, but they do the job I want. Actually, let me pick one up and show it to you closer. These are not considered professional studio lights, but who really cares? I don't have to recharge them since they are with wall wart, and I can easily change the color of the background with the Philips Hue app, just like this. Basically, I just have 3 of the lights lying around, pointing somewhat to the wall. Then I have 2 of the same lights on my Elgato Wave acoustic panels. These are basically just to make the background a little bit more interesting. But I actually found out that it lights my back a little bit, so I get better separation from the background, so it's a nice bonus. Let me change the colors back to the original one. I got the cables just hanging there. But when I sit in front of the camera, you can't see them. And now for the information you have been waiting for. How much does all of these cost? $7.91. If you want the 2 extra Philip play bars that I have on the wall, then it will be $159 more, and then the total comes to $950 US. It is quite much of money, but you get the whole set of lights for under $1,000. To put it in perspective, there can be only one light that costs more than all of these combined. But you will find the links to cheaper, but great bang for buck alternatives in the description if you're interested in those. I promised to show the Elgato key light on, without the Amaran light, so let's turn the Amaran down and increase the power of the key light. The Elgato key light, I mean. Maybe like so. How does it look? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. There are a lot of great lighting gear available that will do the trick perfectly fine too. But you don't need lights at all if you're not making YouTube videos. So start by checking out this next video.